Hey there, power. All right, I think we're live. Hey there, powerful soul. Happy hump day. How are you? Cassandra Austin McDonald, mentor and coach for executive women and leaders to amplify your power so that you are creating the life, the love, the impact of your dreams. And I just had one of the most epic strategy sessions with one of my clients. We killed it. 90 minutes, went in there, and we did that. And so first, I just want to celebrate the fact that we accomplished so much in 90 minutes that so many people struggle to do across longer periods of time, and we killed it. And I'm really excited for this particular client because we have been working together since last year, and she came into my world with the desire to first work on her wholeness and her womanhood, her fulfillment just as a woman. And she had these bigger dreams. She's already freaking epic in what she does. She's super successful, serial entrepreneur, owns multiple companies across different industries. When I say she's killing it, I have never met anyone like her in my whole entire life. I feel extremely honored to be walking with her. I feel like she's about to blow the heck up, and I'm here for it. And I'm excited. I'm like the person in her corner working with her behind the scenes as we're working on some things. And to see who she is right now and where she was when we started, I'm so proud of her. And it really reveals the power of belief. The sacred scripture says that all we need is a mustard seed size of faith, and that we can move mountains with that. And sometimes that mountain may be something in our entrepreneurship journey. Sometimes that mountain may be something happening in your relationship. Sometimes that mountain may be something that's happening professionally in your career as a leader. Sometimes that mountain may be something that's happening as a mother with your children. But we have different mountains that tend to show up in our lives. And when this client came to work with me, really the mountain was her knowing that she had this desire to do this type of work. She wanted to coach women on a bigger level, and she wanted to be known for more than the things that she's already accomplished so far. And she was having some stumbling blocks. And so we really went in deep on the self-image work, the self-belief work. And that's such a huge pillar in my work, identity work. Anyone who's been connected to me for any length of time knows that I talk about identity work a lot, because I believe it doesn't matter if you're desiring to create the life of your dreams, the relationship of your dreams, the success of your dreams, who you be, you must get that into alignment. And so identity work is paramount to you experiencing what you desire. And we really dive deep into that in our work together. We spend a considerable amount of time just diving deep into the self-image and the identity and self-belief work. And it really shows, because today we had a 90-minute strategy call, which was just straight strategy. It was not about identity work. It was not about belief. It was just straight strategy. But we were able to knock out so much in these 90 minutes because of all the identity work we did, all the self-belief work we did, all the self-confidence work we did, all the self-image work we did. And so a lot of times I notice, especially as entrepreneurs, and I was guilty of this too, when I started this journey, I would buy all of the programs, all of the courses, all the trainings about the strategy, the tips, the tactics. Tell me what to do so I can go do it. Tell me what to do to go get the bag. Tell me what to do to get the client. Tell me what to do. And I didn't realize until I started working with the late Bob Proctor a few years ago in one of his programs, where I started to realize that self-image work was paramount. So that's actually where I learned the identity work on a deeper level, is because I was working with one of his top consultants in his team on my own identity work and working on my own self-image and being seen here on these internet streets, because I had a huge block against that. I had a huge block against visibility. I had a huge block against being seen. I had a huge block against being known for something because of my own fears, worries, doubts, traumas. And so I spent a lot of time doing that type of work, soul work, heart work, as I call it, so that I could align myself to be the woman who attracted the caliber of clients I wanted to work with, like the client that I've been working with that I'm speaking of on this live stream. And I feel like it's evidence of the work I did, the seeds I planted and the soil that I fertilized and watered and allowed it to grow, to where I could see the evidence of who am I attracting in as clients because of the work I did with me. And now I'm seeing the work we're doing together as she's desiring to put herself out there on platforms to be known for what she's created. And it really started with the power of belief. The power of belief, willing to believe in something you cannot see. You know, what is it? Hebrews 11:1 in the sacred scripture talks about faith is the evidence of things not seen. We can't see it, but we can see it. You catch my drift? We can't see it with our physical eyes, but we see it with our spiritual eyes, through our imagination, through our vision. But when we don't exercise those tools that the Creator gave us, we start to depend too much on our physical eyes. And what happens when you start to depend too much on your physical eyes is you start looking for proof. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? Instead of looking for evidence that it's unfolding. And this is why the power of belief is so crucial to whatever it is you're desiring to create in your life. Because if you're desiring to create more impact like this particular client is, she had to see it in her mind's eye, in her imagination, in her vision, faculties that the Creator gave us to use and exercise to be powerful creators. She had to see it in here first before she even took it upon herself to hire a coach and continue to reinvest to work with me so that we could do this work together to manifest this vision into fruition for herself. It started with her belief. And so the power of belief is such a big piece of the puzzle when we're talking about doing this type of work, where you're going to be the type of woman who not just has the life and the relationships and the success and everything looks good on the inside, but we're talking about you also feeling good about it, like you feel the success. I've worked with so many women who have talked about not feeling successful. Despite the glitz, the glam, and everything looking good on the outside, they still couldn't feel it. And so the power of belief can apply to whatever you're desiring to create in your life. It has served me in the most profound ways. It's what's led me here thus far. And if I'm really transparent with you all, I've had to remind myself of the power of belief even more recently on this entrepreneurship journey, because with entrepreneurship, there is no... It's not like a 9 to 5. 9 to 5, you show up, you work X amount of hours, you do the job, you get paid in X amount of time with X amount of dollars. And the beauty about entrepreneurship is there's no cap on our earning potential. However, there's a lot of foundational work. There's a lot of self-belief work, self-image work, identity work, and physical, tangible strategy work required. And there's a lot of nuances to it that you don't learn until you're in the game. You got to be in the game. And it's not until you're in the game that you learn this stuff. And so I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in over 3 years. And that's where I learned about where my own mindset was. Because before that, I thought I had the strongest mindset in the world because what I survived, what I overcame. You know, a lot of us have different backgrounds and stories and things we've overcome, and I had done okay for myself, and I felt I've got this. But then once you're in it and you're experiencing it, that's when stuff starts to come to the surface, and you start to realize, whew, okay, there's a little monkey brain action going on. Okay, I notice a little belief issue going on. Okay, I need to work on my identity and my self-image. And if it weren't for my own vision and conviction of what I see for myself and my own imagination, I would not have kept going. And so when I have times, because it happens inevitably for all of us, where we are wondering if it's working, or we're putting in all the work and we feel like we're not seeing the harvest yet, or the fruition of the seeds that have been planted yet, and we start to wonder, or things start to come up, unexpected things. You know, I've heard a lot of people recently talking about, you know, things not working out with clients, or things happening in their business, their companies, and that can actually leave room for a lot of doubt. However, when you have a powerful belief system about who you are, what's available for you, what you deserve to have, and you have such a clear picture in your imagination, in your vision, and you feel that conviction on the inside of you, despite your circumstances, you can continue moving forward no matter what. And I'm going to tell you something really transparent here. I'm moving through something in this season of my life. Something that if this would have happened 5 years ago, I would not be here doing this live stream. I would have been curled up in the bed somewhere feeling sorry for myself. But instead, I'm showing up because of the vision, because of the conviction, because of the belief, because of the growth, because of the evolution. I'm able to handle duality in a different way than I used to before, where I can walk with circumstances that feel like Lisa Nichols used to say, like sandpaper. It's just rubbing the edges. It's just smoothing out the edges. It's just smoothing out the rough spots, as I'm walking with the amazing things that are also happening simultaneously. Sophia Bush talks about giving ourselves permission to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously at the same time. And for years, I've talked about standing for the both and. That's a very strong value for me, where I believe in standing for the both and. I believe in standing for what you desire and building a bridge to where two things can exist at the same time. A lot of times you cancel things out with or. You cancel things out with a circumstance happening in your life, and then you tell yourself a story. Well, that must mean that that relationship wasn't meant to be. That must mean that this business wasn't meant to be. That must mean that this wasn't meant to work out. Or instead, looking at its contrast. What is this here to reveal to me? What opportunity is here for me to learn from this? How can I grow and be stronger because of this? How can I develop a more powerful belief system because of this? And so in this season, I have really been deepening my ability to walk with duality in one of the most powerful ways I have ever experienced in my life within myself, where I'm walking with a circumstance that is not ideal, and I'm walking with things happening for my clients that are freaking epic and amazing. I don't want to say quite yet what I've been working on behind the scenes with this particular client. I want to wait until, things unfold and then I can celebrate her publicly. But it blows my mind how far I've grown and the type of women I'm supporting. And I'm proud that I'm able to hold on to a belief, a vision in my mind so powerfully, so strong, that I'm not allowing the circumstances that are happening right now to take me out, because so many do. And I believe that's what entrepreneurship is about, is can you walk with both? Can you walk with both? Can you walk with circumstances in your life that are not ideal? Can you walk with the growing pains that are happening in your life, in your relationships, maybe in your health, maybe with your kids, while walking with you're building something that's going to transform lives. You're building something that's going to change the world. You're building something that's going to innovate the way that things have always been, and you're creating a new way, a new path. We develop that skill, and that's such a beautiful, powerful skill to have. And I believe it comes from the power of belief, the power of believing in ourselves, the power of believing in our mission, the power of believing in what we're bringing forward in the world, the power of believing what we were called and created to do during our time on this planet. It all comes from the power of belief. When you believe with every fiber of your being that God created you for such a time as this, when you believe with every fiber in your being that you have a calling, when you believe with every fiber in your being that this too shall pass, that these circumstances that are happening, they're not here to take you out. They're not here to tell you to tap out. They're not here to tell you to throw away your dreams or throw in a towel. They're here to develop something in you that you're going to need later. But when we're in it, sometimes we forget that. And so I'm here to remind you that you can walk with both. You can walk with both. If I can walk with both, anybody can. And one day I'll share the story about what I've been walking with, but now is not the time, because I believe in sharing the lesson. And it'll come, and when it comes, I'll share. But I am sharing with you that I have been walking with duality. And I'm damn proud of the way I'm still able to show up for the mission that I was placed on this planet to do for my clients, for my students. Tonight is day 1 for the Unleashed Reclaim Your Voice and Lead Master Course. It's a 5-day live course, paid course, and I'm excited about that. We begin in, what time is it? An hour and 22 minutes. And tonight is going to be fire. Like every day is going to be fire, but I'm kicking it off strong, talking about the difference between pure power and performative power. And if you're not in the room, you want to get in the room, because I feel bad that more people have not gotten into this, because it's going to be life-changing for some people, especially those of you who are leaders, those of you who know that you are here to lead something, whether if it's a mission, a movement, you're an executive, you're leading a team, whatever it is, you are going to want to be in the room, because we're talking about reclaiming your voice. And when I'm talking about reclaiming your voice, it's not just about audibly so people can hear you, but it's also about this inner self-permission that we give ourselves through our power, speaking from conviction, speaking from authority, speaking with confidence, speaking like we know that we have something to say in any room we enter, any room. Because I have found, especially as women, we give our power away and we lose ourselves in certain rooms we're in. I can't tell you how many women I've worked with who are leading a company, who are a business owner, who are a leader in a corporate position and leading a team, but when they get around their family, they lose their voice. This is about reclaiming your voice for any room you're in. Being your most powerful self in any room you're in, whether if you're around your family, or you're in the boardroom, or you're speaking with your team, or you're speaking to the world, you're speaking on a stage. This is about staying in that power, that it doesn't matter about the room you're in, that you're speaking from such a level of belief because you know you've got something to say, and you know your voice matters. What you have to say matters, even if it's an opposing viewpoint. And so I'm excited because we're kicking this off tonight, and I know it's going to be fire. I know it's going to be fire. And I'm leading this in real time as I'm walking through something. It's going to be so good. I'm really excited. So I wanted to come here and share the excitement I feel right now for my client who is doing some really brave, bold things as a result of her own self-belief, and really celebrate myself for showing up and walking with duality in this really empowering way, to model for anyone who feels inspired by this, that you don't have to allow the circumstances of life to feed you a narrative that's disempowering and allows you to cancel your dreams. You don't have to do that. You get to give yourself permission to walk with both, because you have it in you to do it. You have it in you to do it. And this is not about bypassing. Okay, I want to make myself clear, because for a long time I was known as a trauma-informed coach. I all very familiar about being trauma-informed, and this is not about bypassing, okay? And so when I'm talking about walking with duality, it's because I'm in a space in my well-being where I can do that. Because there was a time where I was not, and I'm just going to keep it real. There was a time where I was not in a space in my well-being where I could walk with duality. And so this is as a result of having a regulated nervous system. This is as a result of having consistent sacred practices that fuel me mentally, emotionally, energetically, and physically, and spiritually, so that I can handle the pressures of life, so that I can handle the curveballs of life, so that I can handle the ebbs and flows of life. It's all in the way that I've carved out my day-to-day. I have created my life in such a way where I can tap in and tune in, check in with thyself, and I'm not doing that bypassing mess, because I don't believe in that. I believe in feeling your feelings, because what you don't feel, you cannot heal. Okay, so I hope this inspires you. If you know someone who needs a little boost in the middle of their day, whatever time zone you're in, please share this live stream. That would mean a lot to me, to spread the word. You know, you never know who needs to hear this. Sometimes people are just having one of those days and they just need a reminder to keep believing and keep going. If you want more information on Unleashed, you can either scroll down my page. There's links all over my page, or you can private message me, and I'm here to support you in your decision making. And I will chat with y'all next time. All right. Have a great day. Take care now.